Let me tell you a story. A story that should have never happened. A story that broke every rule written by blood. Because the Mafia King's only son, born into a world of guns, loyalty, and vengeance, fell hopelessly, dangerously in love with the one woman he should have never even looked at. She wasn't just taken. She wasn't just forbidden. She was the Luna, the chosen queen of the strongest werewolf alpha alive. A woman bound by fate, by pack law, and by a secret so powerful it could destroy both their worlds. But love doesn't listen to rules. And destiny doesn't care who bleeds. So when their eyes met for the first time, a chain of events began. A chain that will spark a war, expose ancient betrayals, and force a choice that could cost one man his life, and one woman her freedom. This isn't just love. It's rebellion. It's danger. It's a ticking time bomb. And when it explodes, no one will be left standing. I love knowing where my listeners are, so before this story unfolds, drop your location in the comment. The night was too quiet. Adrian Blackwood rode his motorcycle through the narrow dirt path at the edge of the forest, the cold air stinging his face. He wasn't supposed to be out here alone. His father hated it when he wandered at night, but Adrian needed to breathe. The mansion felt suffocating, filled with gun smoke, secrets, and a destiny he never asked for. He slowed down when his headlights caught something unusual on the ground. A shape. A body. Adrian slammed the brakes and jumped off the bike. "Damn it," he whispered, pulling out his gun automatically. He approached carefully, boots crushing the dried leaves under him. The body belonged to a young woman, small, fragile, curled in on herself like she was trying to protect something. Her dress was torn. Dirt covered her arms. Blood stained her legs. And her long hair was stuck to her face, hiding her features. Adrian knelt beside her. "Miss," he said, tapping her cheek gently. "Hey. Can you hear me?" No response. She was breathing, but barely. Adrian's heart thudded. Something felt wrong, terribly wrong. A normal human accident didn't look like this. Her wounds looked like claw marks. Deep. Vicious. His chest tightened. Wolves. It looks like wolves. His fist clenched automatically at the thought. Then she moved, just a little, but enough. Her lips parted, and a faint whisper escaped. "Help, me." Her voice was soft, weak, trembling. It squeezed something in his chest that he didn't recognize. "You're okay," Adrian murmured, gently brushing hair away from her face. And when he saw her clearly for the first time, his breath caught. She was beautiful. Not in a polished, perfect way, but soft, innocent, the kind of beauty that made a man want to protect her before he even understood why. Her eyelids fluttered open. Just a sliver of those pale grey eyes showed before they closed again. "Don't sleep," he said quickly, sliding one arm beneath her shoulders. "Come on, stay awake." "I'm scared," she whispered. Adrian swallowed hard. He didn't even know her name, but hearing her say that twisted something deep inside him. "I got you," he said. "I'll take you somewhere safe." He lifted her into his arms. She was lighter than he expected, like she hadn't eaten properly in days. She winced in pain, her fingers weakly gripping the collar of his jacket. "It hurts," she whispered. "I know," he replied, his voice low and steady. "Just hold on." He placed her on his motorcycle seat, holding her steady with one hand as he climbed on behind her. She leaned weakly against him, her head resting against his chest. It was the closest he had been to a woman in months. Maybe years. He lived surrounded by fear, power, and weapons. Nobody ever touched him gently. The feeling was strange. He wrapped one arm securely around her waist and sped toward the mansion. The Blackwood compound. The tall iron gates opened the moment they saw Adrian's bike approaching. Guards stepped forward instantly when they noticed the unconscious woman. "Sir, who is she?" one asked. "I don't know," Adrian said, lifting her into his arms again. "Call Dr. Wells. Tell him it's urgent." "Yes, sir." He rushed inside the mansion, straight down the long hallway toward the private clinic room. The lights were bright, the building cold and silent. He placed her gently on the examination table. The doctor arrived minutes later. "Good God," Dr. Wells muttered. What happened to her? I found her in the forest, Adrian said, voice tight. Claw marks. Deep ones. The doctor froze, eyes snapping up. You mean? Adrian cut him off sharply. Don't say it. He didn't want to hear the word werewolf spoken aloud. Not tonight. Not ever. Dr. Wells examined her wounds quickly. She's lost a lot of blood. But she's lucky, nothing vital was hit. She will survive. Relief washed through Adrian so hard he had to take a breath. He didn't understand why he felt this way. She was a stranger. A random girl. But for some reason, seeing her alive mattered. The doctor cleaned her wounds and stitched the deeper cuts while Adrian watched silently. When she finally settled into a stable sleep, Adrian stepped closer. He hesitated, then touched her hand gently. It felt cold. You're safe now, he murmured. For the first time in a long time, he felt a strange, unfamiliar pull in his chest. A connection he couldn't explain. Later that night, Adrian sat beside her bed long after the doctor left. He should have been resting, he had mafia business the next day, but he couldn't walk away. Her breathing was soft. Steady. He found himself memorizing the shape of her face, the curve of her lips, the way she frowned even in sleep. Who hurt you? He whispered, jaw tightening. He looked at the claw marks again. His hatred for wolves rose like poison in his blood. He thought of his mother. He thought of the night she died. He thought of the pack that destroyed everything. And now here was this girl, mauled by something similar. He didn't know why it mattered so much. But it did. He reached out slowly and brushed a strand of hair off her cheek. She didn't react. But Adrian felt something shift inside him. Something dangerous. Something he could not stop. Evelyn woke up slowly the next morning, her entire body aching. The ceiling above her was unfamiliar, white, high, elegant. The air smelled clean, like antiseptic mixed with expensive cologne. Her eyes widened. Where am I? She sat up too fast and winced in pain. Easy. A deep voice spoke from the corner of the room. Evelyn turned to see a tall man sitting in a chair near her bed. His dark hair was messy from lack of sleep, and his grey eyes looked sharper than knives. But his expression, strangely, softened when he saw her awake. You're safe, he said. She blinked several times, trying to focus on his face. Who are you? Adrian, he said. Adrian Blackwood. His voice was calm, steady. She didn't know why, but hearing it made her heartbeat slow down a little. And you? He asked gently. Her lips parted, then froze. What was her name? She tried to remember. Tried to recall anything. A face. A home. A sound. Nothing came. I don't know, she whispered desperately. I can't remember anything. Adrian stood immediately and moved closer. That's okay, he said softly. Don't force it. Her hands trembled. What happened to me? He hesitated. I found you in the forest. You were injured. Badly. Injured, how? Adrian's jaw tightened. You don't want to know. But I do, she insisted. He sighed. You had claw marks. Deep ones. She froze. Claw marks. Suddenly a flash of memory hit her. Golden eyes, glowing in the dark. A low growl. A strong voice whispering, mate. Her breath became shaky. I remember something. A voice. A man. I think he said. Her body tensed, refusing to recall the rest. Adrian noticed immediately and took a step closer. Hey, he said softly. It's okay. You're safe here. Safe, she repeated weakly. Yes. She looked at him carefully now. He seemed dangerous, everything about him screamed power and control. Yet somehow, she didn't feel scared of him. Why did you help me? She asked. Adrian looked away for a moment, as if searching for the truth himself. I don't know, he said honestly. I just couldn't leave you there. Her throat tightened unexpectedly. Thank you, she whispered. He nodded once. Then her stomach growled loudly. Adrian blinked, then for the first time, a small smile appeared on his lips. I'll get you food. He turned to leave, but she grabbed his sleeve gently. Please, don't go far. He paused. Something about her voice made his chest feel tight. I won't, he said softly. I'll be right back. After breakfast. Evelyn ate slowly, still shaky but grateful. Adrian watched her from the chair with unusual intensity. Does anything feel familiar? He asked. She tried to think. I only remember flashes. Eyes. Voices. Darkness. Fear. He frowned. That's trauma. Your memory might return slowly. Or suddenly. She swallowed nervously. Am I in danger? Adrian hesitated. I don't know, he admitted. But something or someone hurt you. And until we know what, I'm not letting anything happen to you. Her heart reacted strangely. A warm, unfamiliar flutter. Why are you being so kind to me? She whispered. Adrian looked almost uncomfortable with the question. You were helpless, he said simply. I'm not the kind of man who ignores someone bleeding in the forest. She studied him quietly. He looked cold. Controlled. Dangerous. Yet he also looked lonely. There was a sadness in his eyes. A shadow. She didn't know him, but somehow she could feel it. What's this place? She asked. This is the Blackwood estate, Adrian replied. My family home. Your family. Who are they? He paused before answering. Powerful, he said carefully. And not people you need to worry about right now. She sensed he wasn't telling her everything. But she was too weak to push further. Her gaze fell to her bandaged arm. If you hadn't found me, she whispered. You would have died, he finished gently. Her eyes filled with tears. Adrian stiffened, clearly uncomfortable with crying, but he slowly pulled a tissue from the bedside table and handed it to her. Don't cry, he said quietly. You're safe now. She wiped her eyes, breathing shakily. Adrian looked at her again, really looked, and something strange flickered in his expression. A softness she doubted many people ever saw from him. You should rest, he said. Your body needs time. Will you stay? The question slipped out before she could stop it. Adrian froze. Then, after a long moment, he pulled the chair closer to the bed and sat down again. Yeah, he said softly. I'll stay. Evelyn relaxed, her breathing evening out. She leaned back slowly, eyes closing. I don't know who I am, she whispered. We'll find out, Adrian replied. His voice was low, steady, almost promising. As she drifted into sleep, Adrian watched her in silence. He couldn't explain why he felt drawn to her. But he knew one thing. Finding her in that forest was going to change everything. And deep inside, for the first time in a long time, Adrian Blackwood felt afraid. Not of enemies. Not of wolves. But of the way this girl made him feel. Like he had something to lose. The next few days passed quietly inside the Blackwood mansion, but nothing about Adrian's emotions felt quiet. He found himself checking on the mysterious girl whom the doctor began calling the patient every few hours without even realizing why. It wasn't like him. Adrian Blackwood didn't worry about people. He didn't care about strangers. And he definitely didn't bring wounded girls into his home. But something about her pulled at him. The morning light. Evelyn sat up slowly in the soft queen-sized bed, sunlight glowing through the curtains. Her body was still sore, but the bleeding had stopped. She felt stronger. Adrian entered quietly, holding a tray of food. You're awake, he said, voice soft but firm. She nodded, her eyes warming when she saw him. You came. He swallowed. Why did her happiness affect him like this? I said I wouldn't leave you alone, he replied. He placed the tray in front of her, adjusting the pillows so she could sit comfortably. You don't have to do all this, she whispered. I know, he said. But I'm doing it anyway. Their eyes met, and for a moment, neither looked away. Something silent moved between them, warm, fragile, dangerous. Evelyn was the first to break the stare. Did you find out anything about me? She asked nervously. No, he admitted. No missing person reports. No ID. Nothing. Her face fell, and Adrian instantly regretted saying it so bluntly. He sat on the chair beside her and leaned forward. You'll remember eventually, he said gently. Trauma can block memories. But they always come back. Her fingers tightened on the blanket. What if I don't want them to come back? He raised a brow. Why would you say that? She looked down. Because every time I try to remember, my chest hurts. My head hurts. And I feel like I'm running from someone angry, someone who expects something from me. Adrian's jaw clenched. He hated the idea of her being afraid of anyone. You'll remember at your own pace, he said. There's no rush. She bit her lip. Are you always this kind to people? The question caught him off guard. No, he said honestly. Never. She blinked, surprised. Then, why me? Adrian looked at her long and hard. He couldn't tell her the truth. He didn't even understand it himself. So he simply said, because you needed someone. Evelyn's eyes softened. Her chest felt warm, and she didn't know why. Later that night, Adrian sat at his desk, pieces of his gun spread out while he cleaned it. It was a habit he used to calm himself, but today it didn't work. His thoughts kept drifting back to Evelyn. Suddenly, a scream tore through the quiet hallway. Adrian jumped to his feet. Evelyn. He ran, pushing the door open with so much force it nearly broke off its hinges. Evelyn sat upright in bed, shaking violently, sweat covering her forehead. Her eyes were wide with terror. Don't take me, she cried. Please, I'll come back, don't hurt me. Adrian reached her immediately, grabbing her shoulders gently. Hey, look at me. You're safe. Wake up. She gasped, looking around frantically until her gaze found his. Adrian, she whispered, voice breaking. He brushed her hair away from her face. You're okay. Her breathing slowed, but tears slipped down her cheeks. I saw him, she whispered. The man, the one who knows me. He was furious. His eyes, golden, burning. He kept saying I belonged to him. Adrian felt ice crawl down his spine. Golden eyes. Wolves had golden eyes when angered, when claiming territory. He forced his voice calm. It was a nightmare, he said. You're not going anywhere. She clung to his shirt, trembling. Don't leave me alone, she cried. He didn't hesitate. I'm not going anywhere. He sat beside her on the bed. Without thinking, she leaned into him, resting her head on his chest. Adrian froze for half a second, but then slowly wrapped an arm around her shoulders. She felt warm. Fragile. Too fragile. And something inside him shifted. He didn't do this holding people, comforting them, letting them close. But with her, he couldn't stop. Her breathing slowly steadied. Her heartbeat calmed. The shaking stopped. Stay, she whispered again, half asleep. Adrian nodded. I'll stay. And he did. All night. He sat there with her in his arms, feeling her warmth spread through him like something forbidden and powerful. This girl, this stranger, was beginning to break down walls he never thought could be touched. And he didn't understand why. Far from the Blackwood mansion, deep within the shadowed forest, the Silvercrest pack was in chaos. Their Luna was missing. And their Alpha was losing his mind. The pack in fear. The forest was thick with tension. Wolves paced restlessly. Warriors searched tirelessly. The territory smelled of irritation, anger, and fear. Alpha Nathan Hale stood at the center of the pack grounds, his eyes glowing a dangerous golden as he glared at the warriors kneeling before him. You lost her, Nathan growled. My mate. My Luna. The warriors bowed lower, trembling. We found blood, Alpha, one said. She was attacked. We don't know if she's. He couldn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Nathan's snarl shook the trees. She is not dead. His voice thundered through the clearing, sending birds scattering into the sky. I would feel it, he roared. I would know. His wolf pushed forward beneath his skin, furious and out of control. His beater, Lucas, stepped forward cautiously. Nathan, we all know Evelyn was injured. But she didn't die there. Her scent trail continues. Nathan snapped his head toward him. Then follow it. Lucas swallowed hard. We did. It leads, outside wolf territory. Nathan frowned. Where? Lucas hesitated. Human land. The earth itself seemed to freeze. Nathan's eyes burned brighter. His whole body trembled with rage and something darker, fear. Who took her? Nathan demanded. Lucas lifted his chin. We tracked the scent to the borders near Blackwood territory. Nathan's expression darkened instantly. The Blackwoods. The Mafia family. Powerful. Dangerous. Untouchable in the human world. Nathan growled so loudly the warriors instinctively stepped back. Those humans, he hissed. They have my Luna. A deep, murderous silence followed. She is mine, Nathan growled. My mate. My heart. My Luna. And they dared touch her. His wolf roared through him so violently that it shook the pack link itself. No one takes what is mine and lives, Nathan snarled. We will prepare for war if we must. Tracking the scent. The next day, Nathan led a group of elite trackers through the forest toward the human boundary. His senses were sharp, his wolf furious. He followed her scent, soft, familiar, intoxicating. He had waited years for his fated mate. And when he finally found her, someone dared steal her. The moment he caught the faint smell of blood mixed with human leather, his eyes darkened. She was here, he whispered. Lucas scanned the area. There were motorcycle tracks. One rider. One passenger. Nathan closed his eyes, inhaling deeply. Her scent was faint but still present. She was taken, he said through clenched teeth. By a man. His claws extended involuntarily. Tell me, he growled softly, dangerously, which human group uses motorcycles near this border? Lucas hesitated. The Blackwood Mafia. Nathan's entire body froze. Then he bared his teeth in a deadly snarl. Adrian Blackwood, he whispered like a curse. He has her. The air trembled with the force of his fury. Alpha, Lucas began, we cannot just storm the Mafia King's estate. They have guns. Networks. Power. It will cause a war. There will be a war if my Luna is not returned. Nathan roared. He took a step forward, eyes fully golden now. She is mine. Her soul calls for me. I feel her fear. I feel her pain. His voice broke. And I feel her, drifting. Lucas's eyes widened. What do you mean drifting? Nathan clenched his jaw, his voice low and anguished. Someone is close to her, he whispered. Someone she feels safe with. His heart twisted painfully. Someone who is not me. He understood the bond. He felt it weakening. Not breaking, never breaking, but leaning toward someone else. A human man. A stranger. Nathan's wolf snarled inside him, furious and heartbroken. She should be with Emmy, he growled. In my arms, in my pack, in my home. Lucas stepped closer. Alpha, we will get her back. Nathan lifted his head slowly, power radiating off him like heat. We leave tonight, he said. With warriors. He looked toward the distant human lights. And if Adrian Blackwood stands between me and my Luna, I will tear him apart. The moon's warning. That night, under the rising full moon, Nathan stood alone on a cliff overlooking the human valley. His wolf prowled inside him, restless, agonized. He could feel her. Through the mate bond. Weak. Confused. Hurt. But alive. He closed his eyes, breathing through the bond. Evelyn, where are you? A whisper brushed through his mind. A soft voice. Familiar. Fragile. Help, me. Nathan's eyes snapped open, glowing bright gold. I'm coming, he growled. Your Alpha is coming. Back at the Blackwood estate. Evelyn slept peacefully for the first time since arriving, her breath slow and gentle. She didn't know why, but she felt safe here. Safe with Adrian. She didn't know he stood just outside the door, listening to her breathing with a strange ache in his chest. He didn't understand why he felt this protective over her. And he didn't know that at the same time, miles away, an Alpha was coming. A wolf with fury in his heart. And her name on his lips. Nathan Hale was ready to destroy anyone who stood between him and his Luna. Even Adrian Blackwood. The mansion lights were dim that evening, but Adrian's mind felt even darker. He paced outside Evelyn's room, running a hand through his hair. He hated feeling restless, it reminded him too much of being powerless. He wasn't powerless. He was a Blackwood. The Mafia heir. He had everything: guns, soldiers, money, fear, power. Yet the thought of losing Evelyn made his chest tighten in a way he couldn't explain. Her first steps. Inside the room, Evelyn sat up, testing her legs. They still hurt, but she could move. She took a deep breath and slid her feet to the floor. She wobbled. The door opened instantly. Adrian stepped in, eyes sharp with concern. "What are you doing?" he asked. "I wanted to walk," she whispered. He moved fast, catching her elbow to steady her. "You should have called me," he said. "I didn't want to bother you." He paused. "Evelyn, you're not a bother." Her cheeks warmed. "I didn't mean it like that." "I know," he said. "But still. Let me help you." He guided her to the chair near the window. She sat down slowly, breathing carefully. Adrian knelt in front of her. Not standing over her like some cold, powerful air, but kneeling. Level with her eyes. "Better?" he asked softly. She nodded. Then her eyes drifted to the sunset outside. The sky was orange, fading into soft purple. "It's beautiful," she whispered. Adrian didn't look at the sky. He looked at her. "Yeah," he said quietly. "It is." She turned and caught him staring. Heat rushed to her cheeks. "Why do you look at me like that?" she asked shyly. He looked away instantly, jaw tightening. "I don't look at you." "You do," she said softly. "A lot." A long silence followed. Finally, Adrian said, "I don't know how to describe it." Her voice softened. "Try." He looked into her eyes again, unable to help himself. "You feel familiar," he said. "Like I should know you." Her heart skipped. "I feel that too," she whispered. "But I don't know why." A soft breeze drifted through the window, lifting her hair gently. Adrian reached forward without thinking and tucked a loose strand behind her ear. She froze. He froze. Her breath caught. He pulled his hand away slowly, almost reluctantly. "I shouldn't have done that," he muttered. "It's okay," she whispered. And it was. Nothing about his touch felt wrong. In fact, it felt right. The bond they can't name. Later, she tried walking again. This time, Adrian stayed beside her as she took slow, careful steps down the hallway. "Don't push yourself," he said. "But I want to get better," she insisted. "I want to remember. I want to understand." Her foot slipped. Adrian moved instantly, grabbing her waist. She gasped as her body collided with his. Strong arms. Warm chest. Steady breathing. He lifted her slightly, keeping her upright. "You okay?" he asked, voice low. She nodded slowly, her hands resting on his chest. His heartbeat was strong. Steady. Comforting. "I feel safe with you," she whispered. Adrian swallowed hard. "Evelyn," he warned softly, "don't say things you don't understand." "But I do understand," she said. Her fingers curled lightly into his shirt. "I don't know who I am," she whispered, "but when I'm with you, I don't feel lost." Adrian closed his eyes. This was getting dangerous. Too dangerous. But instead of pulling away, he gently guided her against the wall and supported her weight. "You're recovering too fast," he muttered. "Slow down." She gave a soft smile. "Are you worried about me?" His jaw tightened again. "Of course I'm worried." "Why?" "You barely know me." He looked straight into her eyes. "But it feels like I do." Their breath mingled. Their hearts beat too close. And the world became silent. Adrian slowly pulled back before he did something he would regret. "Let's get you back inside," he said, voice rough. Evelyn nodded, but her heart was pounding. There was something between them. Something neither understood. Something neither could ignore. The dangerous call. Hours later, Adrian stepped outside to take a call. His father, Ethan Blackwood, appeared on the screen. "You've been distracted," Ethan said coldly. "Reports say you've brought a woman into the estate." Adrian's eyes hardened. "She was injured." "I don't care," Ethan snapped. "She could be a spy. A trap. A liability. She's not." You don't know that. Adrian's voice darkened. She's staying. Ethan narrowed his eyes. Adrian. You are too soft. That weakness will destroy this family. Adrian clenched his jaw. I'm handling it. You better, Ethan said sharply. Because if she becomes a threat, I will remove her myself. The call ended. Adrian's blood turned cold. His father was heartless, unpredictable, and deadly. Adrian walked back inside, fists tight. He didn't know why, but he knew he would protect Evelyn from anyone, even his own father. Especially his father. The Alpha's growing fury. Far away, deep in the forest, Nathan Hale stood on a cliff, watching the human lights from a distance. His wolf was restless, pacing, growling, clawing inside him. He could feel Evelyn. Weak, hurt, confused, and protected. But by who? He inhaled sharply. Through the mate bond. He felt her heartbeat change. Fast. Warm. Near someone. Someone close. Someone male. A growl ripped from his throat. No, he whispered. Don't get close to him. Don't trust him. You belong to me. His beater stepped beside him. Alpha, what are you sensing? Nathan's voice was low, dark, trembling. She's starting to feel safe, he whispered. With someone else. Lucas's eyes widened. The human. Nathan's canines lengthened. I can feel it, Nathan growled. He's near her. She's leaning on him. Her fear, it's fading around him. Heartache stung him like claws. She should be leaning on Emmy, Nathan snarled. She should feel safe with Emmy. He tightened his fists until his knuckles cracked. I'm going to tear Adrian Blackwood apart. And he meant every word. The next night at the Blackwood mansion was tense. Guards paced the grounds nervously. Something felt wrong, like the air itself carried a warning. Adrian felt it. Dr. Wells felt it. Even Evelyn felt it. A storm in the air. Adrian found Evelyn sitting by the window, staring out into the night. She wrapped her arms around herself as if she felt cold. What are you thinking about? Adrian asked gently. I don't know, she whispered. My chest feels heavy. Like someone is calling me, from far away. Adrian stiffened. Calling you? She nodded slowly. Yes. And it feels. She hesitated. Wrong. Like I should know that voice, but it scares me. Adrian moved closer. You're safe here, he said firmly. No one is coming for you. But even as he said it, he wasn't sure. Something was wrong. He felt it in his bones. The Alpha breaks the border. In the forest, Nathan moved with deadly speed. His wolf form tore through branches and leaves, leaving destruction in his path. His warriors followed behind him, but none could keep up with their furious Alpha. His wolf wanted blood. Wanted his mate. He jerked to a stop at the human border, shifting back to human form instantly. He stared ahead toward the distant estate lights. She's there, he whispered. I feel her. Lucas caught up, struggling to breathe. Alpha, we can't attack them, he warned. The Mafia King will declare war. Nathan didn't blink. I don't care. He stepped forward. The border snapped like breaking glass. Power surged from him, wild, dangerous, unstoppable. His wolf howled inside him. She is mine. A warning from the night. Back at the mansion, Evelyn suddenly gasped, clutching her chest. Evelyn? Adrian rushed forward. I don't know what's happening, she whispered. Her breathing became shaky. Her eyes unfocused. He's close, she said. I can feel something. Someone angry. Someone looking for me. Adrian grabbed her shoulders. Look at me. She forced her eyes to focus on him. You are safe here. I'm here. She leaned into him, trembling. I'm scared, Adrian. I know, he whispered, pulling her into his arms without thinking. I won't let anyone hurt you. But as he held her, a chill ran through him. Because at that exact moment, at the gates, the Blackwood guards at the entrance suddenly froze. A huge dark figure stepped out of the trees. His eyes glowed gold. His muscles bulged with supernatural power. Nathan Hale. Alpha of Silver Crest. He walked calmly, but the ground trembled with each step. Who are you? The guard demanded nervously. Nathan looked up slowly, and his golden eyes burned with murder. I'm here for my Luna. The guards lifted their guns. Nathan's wolf growled. That, he said softly, was a mistake. The first sign of war. Inside the mansion, Adrian heard one gunshot. Then a scream. Then silence. His blood ran cold. He grabbed Evelyn instantly, pulling her behind him. Stay close. What's happening? She whispered. Adrian's voice dropped to a deadly whisper. We're under attack. He pulled out his gun and stood between her and the door. Evelyn's heart raced as a strange sensation shot through her body. Something outside felt familiar, powerful, angry. Adrian, she whispered shakily. Someone out there knows me. Adrian's eyes hardened. Then they'll have to go through me first. Outside. The Alpha tore through the second guard. Nathan lifted his head, nostrils flaring. And when he caught her scent, Evelyn's scent, his golden eyes shone brighter. She's here, he growled. He took one step forward. I'm coming, Evelyn. The afternoon sky over Blackwood Manor was dark and heavy, as if it sensed the storm building inside Adrian's chest. Evelyn sat by the window, staring at her trembling hands. She still didn't know why she kept seeing flashes, golden eyes, claws, a man calling her Luna. Every time she tried to remember, a sharp pain sliced through her head. Adrian walked into the room quietly. His steps were usually strong and sure, but today they were slow, careful. He held a folder in his hand, one he had taken from his father's private office. Evelyn looked up. You're quiet today. I need to talk to you, Adrian said. His voice was low, almost strained. Her heart tightened. Did I do something wrong? No, he sat beside her. But I need answers. And I think you might need them too. He opened the folder. Inside were old photos, burned houses, dead bodies, torn clothes. In the middle was a picture of a woman with dark hair and soft eyes. My mother, Adrian said softly. Evelyn gasped. She recognized the woman from one of her dreams, dreams full of fire and screams. I still don't remember, she whispered. But I keep seeing her face. That's why I'm scared, Adrian admitted. Because my father told me something today. Something that changes everything. Evelyn swallowed hard. What did he say? Adrian's jaw tightened. He said, wolves did this. And not just any wolves. Your father's pack. Evelyn froze. My father. Her voice trembled. But I don't even remember who he is. Adrian shook his head. That's the problem. You don't know who you are. And I don't know if bringing you here was the biggest mistake of my life. Adrian, she whispered, tears gathering in her eyes. He stood, fists clenched. I've spent years wanting revenge. All I ever wanted was to find the wolves who killed my mother. To destroy them. But you saved me, she said softly. Why would you do that? Because you're not like them, Adrian said in a broken voice. Because you're gentle. Because you're scared. Because. He stopped himself, but Evelyn already saw the truth in his eyes. Because I'm starting to care about you. Her breath caught. Before she could speak, a sharp pain stabbed her mind. Images exploded behind her eyes, wolves running, her own hands covered in blood, a huge man calling her name. Evelyn. Come back to me, she screamed. Adrian rushed forward and caught her before she fell from the chair. Evelyn. What's happening? She held her head, sobbing. I remember something. A man. Strong. His eyes, golden. He kept calling me Luna. Adrian went still. His whole body stiffened. So my father was right, he said, voice hollow. You're not just a wolf, you're someone important. More images crashed into Evelyn's mind, her standing beside a tall, terrifying man, his hand on her neck, his scent overwhelming her senses. She pushed Adrian away in panic. No, I don't want this. I don't want these memories. Evelyn, calm down, Adrian begged, grabbing her trembling hands. No, she cried. That man, he felt like he owned me. Adrian's expression darkened. That's what wolves do. They claim people. Evelyn shook her head violently. But I don't want him. Adrian, I feel something different with you. Something safe. Adrian swallowed hard. He wanted to hold her. He wanted to pretend none of this mattered. But he also knew the truth creeping between them. My father thinks you might be the daughter of the Alpha who murdered my mother, he said quietly. Evelyn's whole world stopped. I can't be, she whispered. Please tell me it's not true. Adrian cupped her face gently. I don't want it to be. Her tears fell onto his hands. What happens now? She asked. I don't know, Adrian admitted. But I'm not letting anything happen to you. Not until we know the whole truth. But inside, he feared he was protecting the very girl he should hate. He just didn't know how to stop caring. Night fell heavy and cold over Blackwood Manor. Evelyn stood in the hallway, staring at her reflection in the window. Her eyes looked different tonight, sharper, brighter, almost glowing. Her heartbeat pulsed loudly in her ears, and her chest burned with a strange energy she couldn't control. Adrian watched her from the doorway. You're shaking, he said quietly. I feel like something is coming, she whispered. Something dark. Adrian stepped closer. Whatever it is, I'll handle it. She turned to him, fear in her eyes. What if it's something you can't fight? Before he could answer, the entire manor shook. Boom. The windows rattled. The lights flickered. Evelyn gasped, clutching her chest as a sudden wave of heat rushed through her body. Adrian grabbed her shoulders. Evelyn, what's wrong? My heart, it hurts, she breathed. I feel like someone is calling me. Adrian's blood ran cold. That man from your memory? I think so, she whispered. He's close. Suddenly, the manor's alarm blared. Shouts filled the halls. Men rushed past the door, guns ready. Donovan Blackwood stormed into the room. We have a problem. Something or someone just tore through our outer gates. Adrian stepped forward. What do you mean tore? Donovan looked at Evelyn with suspicion. I mean something not human. Evelyn's knees weakened. He's here. Who? Donovan demanded. Before she could answer, the front doors of the mansion exploded inward. Men screamed as a huge black wolf lunged inside, eyes glowing with rage. Its claws sliced through armed guards like paper. The whole entrance hall filled with snarls, gunshots, and cries of pain. Adrian pushed Evelyn behind him. Stay back. The wolf took down another guard, then turned its head sharply, locking eyes with Evelyn. Her whole body went numb. The wolf shifted in seconds, bones snapping and reforming. Standing in its place was a tall, powerful man with golden eyes and a terrifying presence, his skin marked with tribal scars. Evelyn. His voice was deep, commanding, filled with raw possession. Evelyn gasped as memories flooded back, his scent, his touch, the bond that tied their souls. Alpha Nathan, she whispered. Adrian felt his stomach twist violently. So this was him, the man in her visions. The man calling her Luna. Nathan stepped toward her, ignoring everyone else. You ran from me, he said, voice shaking with fury and relief. You almost died. And I have been losing my mind searching for you. Evelyn stepped backward. I don't remember everything yet. It doesn't matter. Nathan reached out to touch her face. You are mine. You were born to stand beside me. Adrian grabbed her arm protectively. She's not going anywhere with you. Nathan's eyes snapped to him, burning with hatred. And who are you, he growled, to touch my Luna? Adrian straightened. Her protector. Nathan laughed darkly. You humans never learn. He moved so fast Adrian barely saw it. One moment he was several feet away, the next his hand was wrapped around Adrian's throat. Evelyn screamed. Nathan, stop. Nathan snarled. He touched what belongs to me. Evelyn ran forward and grabbed Nathan's arm. Nathan, please. Stop hurting him. Nathan froze. Not because he cared about Adrian, but because Evelyn touched him. The bond between them pulsed like fire, lighting up her skin. Nathan's expression softened. You still feel it, the pull toward me. Evelyn's breath shook. I don't know what I feel. Adrian's voice broke. Evelyn, Don't go with him. Nathan's eyes slid to her again. Say the word, my Luna. I'll kill him right here. No. Evelyn cried. No, I don't want anyone else hurt. Nathan stepped back slightly, but his presence still filled the room like a storm. Donovan stepped forward, aiming a gun. You are trespassing on Mafia territory. Leave before I bury you. Nathan growled low. Try it. Evelyn stepped between them, shaking. Stop. All of you, she cried. I can't breathe. I can't think like this. Her voice echoed with power, wolf power. Her eyes flashed silver. Nathan watched her with awe. She's awakening, he whispered. Her wolf is coming back. Adrian's heart broke slowly inside his chest. Every moment that passed, Evelyn looked less like the girl he saved, and more like the Luna she had once been. Nathan extended his hand. Come home, Evelyn. Her fingers trembled. Adrian's voice was soft but desperate. Stay with me. Her eyes darted between them, between her past and her present, her destiny and her heart. I don't know who I am anymore, she whispered. Nathan stepped closer. You are my mate. Adrian stepped closer. You are more than a bond. Evelyn's chest tightened painfully. Tears streamed down her face. I can't choose right now. Nathan growled in frustration, but he didn't force her. I will come for you again, he said. And when I do, no human will keep you from me. He shifted into a massive black wolf again and leaped through the broken doorway, disappearing into the night. The moment he left, Evelyn collapsed into Adrian's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. I don't want him to hurt you, she cried. I don't want to be owned by anyone. Adrian held her tightly, his own voice cracking. You're not owned. Not while I'm here. But deep inside, he knew something terrifying. The fight for Evelyn had only just begun. And he wasn't sure he could win against a fate as strong as a mate bond. The night after Nathan's attack was painfully silent. The entire Blackwood Manor felt heavy, like the air had been filled with fear and secrets. Evelyn sat on the edge of her bed, staring at her hands. They were still trembling from the powerful pull she felt when Nathan touched her. Her wolf, hidden deep inside, had responded instantly. That terrified her. She didn't want to feel anything for Nathan. She barely remembered him, and what she did remember made her shake. Dominance, control, a bond she didn't choose. A bond that chose her. A soft knock came at her door. It's me, Adrian said quietly. Come in. He stepped inside with a blanket, gently placing it over her shoulders. You're cold. I don't think it's the weather, she whispered, giving a small sad smile. They sat in silence for a moment before Evelyn finally spoke. Adrian. I'm scared. I know, he said gently. It felt like something was dragging me toward him. Like my body wasn't mine. Like I didn't get to choose who I care about. Adrian looked away, jaw tight. That's the mate bond. But I don't want it, she insisted. I didn't choose Nathan. Adrian sighed deeply. Wolves don't get to choose. Fate chooses for them. Evelyn shook her head. But I'm not even sure I want to be a wolf anymore. All my memories are filled with pain and blood. I don't want that life back. Adrian placed a hand over hers. You don't have to go back. You can stay here. Her eyes softened. Why are you doing all this for me? Adrian hesitated, then finally spoke the truth. Because you make me feel alive again. Because every time you smile, I forget that the world is full of violence. Because I want to protect you, even from fate. Evelyn's breath hitched. Adrian. He leaned forward, touching his forehead to hers. You're not alone, he whispered. Just as their lips brushed, she felt her chest burn again, but this time, it wasn't Nathan calling her. It was her own wolf, responding to Adrian's gentleness in a way she didn't think was possible. She pulled back in shock. Adrian, this shouldn't happen. His eyes darkened. Why not? Because I feel something for you too. But the mate bond isn't everything, he finished. Not for humans. But I'm not human, she whispered brokenly. I'm a wolf. A Luna. Someone else's Luna. No, Adrian said firmly. You're Evelyn. You get to choose your own life. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I want to choose you. His breath caught. But I'm so scared, she whispered. I don't want to bring danger to you. Too late, Adrian said with a sad smile. Nathan already sees me as a threat. And he won't stop. Evelyn wiped her tears. Then I should go. If I stay here, he'll hurt you. He'll hurt your people. Adrian grabbed her wrist gently. You're not going anywhere. But Adrian. I don't care if he's an alpha. I don't care about his wolf strength. He doesn't get to take you just because fate wrote his name across your soul. Evelyn broke into silent tears, overwhelmed. Then, suddenly, a wave of heat hit her body. Her vision blurred. The room spun. Adrian, she gasped. Something's happening. My wolf. She collapsed into his arms. Her breathing turned shallow. A silver glow flickered beneath her skin. Evelyn. Stay with me. Her voice was weak, trembling. I think I'll remember everything soon. Adrian held her tightly. Then I'll be right here when you do. She leaned her head against his chest, exhausted. As she drifted into unconsciousness, the last thing she heard was Adrian whispering, I won't let destiny steal you from me. Morning arrived with an eerie quietness. The sky was grey, the wind cold, and the entire Blackwood compound felt tense. Evelyn lay on the bed, breathing slowly, her skin pale. Adrian hadn't left her side all night. He gently brushed hair from her face. Wake up, Evelyn, please. She stirred slightly, eyelids trembling. Then she gasped and sat straight up. Her eyes glowed silver. Adrian stepped back, shocked. Evelyn? Her breathing turned fast and shallow. Images flooded her mind, memories snapping into place. Her childhood. Her father teaching her to hunt. Her first shift. Her pack bowing to her. Alpha Nathan declaring her his Luna. Nathan's jealousy. Nathan's violence. Her father attacking humans the night Adrian's mother died. No, Evelyn whispered. No, no, no. Adrian knelt before her. What did you see? I remember, she choked. Everything. His stomach twisted. Evelyn. My father, she covered her mouth with shaking hands. My father ordered the attack. He killed innocent people. He killed your mother. Adrian froze. The air between them exploded with pain. Evelyn sobbed. I'm the daughter of the monster who took everything from you. Adrian's eyes filled with emotions he couldn't hide, hurt, confusion, anger, heartbreak. Evelyn crawled away from him, tears falling uncontrollably. Adrian, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. He ran his fingers through his hair and stood slowly. Evelyn. I don't know what to say.